Hello everybody, how's it going? This is Rabbitsmore, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to build an automatic melon and pumpkin farm, which you could do either on. You can do either melons or pumpkins or both, and it's completely automatic and hands-free. You don't need to push any buttons or press any levers. You could just have this in your world and it will be running at all times, or you could be AFK and it would still be running as well. So, let me go ahead and show you how it works here. We've got a farm set up here, and this one I have melons and pumpkins in it. And again, you could do melons or pumpkins or both like I have here. And our system is completely run by a villager here. So I'm just going to go ahead and break the glass that's blocking him in right now and see if it starts good. There we go. It immediately went off there. As you can see, when the villager came out, he activated a pressure plate. It broke all of our melons and pumpkins. They were all picked up by our minecart going around. And then they were delivered into our system here, and they're still coming out of the minecart here. And you can see again, when he went back inside, it activated the system again. And it will keep going any time that he goes in or out of that house, or over the pressure plate here, which is great. We actually want this to activate basically as often as possible, because the best time to harvest a melon or pumpkin is any time that it is grown, because as soon as one grows, nothing else can grow in that spot. So you want to harvest them as soon as possible. So the more often he goes over this pressure plate, the better. And what I'm doing with this is using a brown-robed villager. And I set up 3 tilled areas here. And I gave him some seeds. So he has some incentive to come out and plant. And when they grow up, he'll come out and break them. So it just makes it even more likely that he comes out and activates our system here. But you can see it's completely automatic. Anytime that he comes in or out of here, it will activate our system. And they'll keep growing in these spots as long as we have these stems here. So let's hop into seeing how to build it here. And also, if you wanted to, you could put this exact same system over here as well and have it activated by the same pressure plate, so that would give you twice as much of a harvest. So let's switch over to building it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is determine where we're going to be building this. So just pick a spot in your world that has plenty of space. And the first thing we need to plant is our area where our stems are going to be. So that's going to be 6 long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this. And we're going to have stems next to that as well, so we're going to do the same thing. And then we need the spots where the pumpkins or melons are going to be growing, right next to those. So that's going to go all the way along as well. So it'll be 4 wide and 6 long here. And next we need to get our slime blocks placed all the way along here. And what this is going to do is allow us to use a piston to push up every single one of these dirt blocks and break the pumpkins or melons without having to have a sticky piston underneath every single one of these dirt blocks. So now that we have this set up here, we're going to go to this corner here where the slime block is and dig down 2, and dig down 2 here, and we're going to dig down a 2 tall tunnel all the way to the other end of our slime blocks and over to the other side where the slime block is here. And then you're going to dig from corner to corner and dig out a square here. Okay, now that we've dug out our square room here, we're going to set up our rail where our minecart hopper is going to go around here. And that's going to be starting on the corner here under the dirt. We're just going to go ahead and build this across for now. And the one on the left here towards this corner is actually going to be on a hopper, so we're going to need to get a hopper and shift click it to the side over here so that it's facing this way. And we can go ahead and put a powered rail on this side, and I'm going to get a redstone torch on this block and a piece of redstone on this block, and then we're going to shift click a powered rail on this one. And then we know that the pumpkins and melons are going to be going along this outside rail here. So that's where we need our minecart to be going. So we're going to go ahead and build that around so that we can still reach it as well. And then we can use normal rails here. Going to there. Bring it around the back and over on this side. And then I'm going to put powered rails on this one and this one here. And then just go ahead and power these with a lever. Alright, so that part's set up so we can start moving to the redstone beneath. Okay, so starting at this redstone, or the lever right here, we're going to dig down 2, This is again at the side where our hopper is. So dig down 2 from beneath this lever, and we're going to dig across here until we get to the other side of where our other rail is, like this. And then we're going to dig in 2 from here, and go back all the way across to dig a square out here. Alright, and now we're going to start bringing in our signal here. Again, we're going to start on the side that has our hopper here, and I'm going to be placing this on stone bricks so it's a little easier to see. So we're going to bring in redstone dust going across here, so it's underneath both of our rail systems here. And then we're going to put a redstone repeater on this end, and 2 away from the wall on this end as well. And these are going to go into solid blocks, which have torches on the outsides. And then we're going to put a solid block above each of these torches, and put another torch on top of that, so that the bottom torch will activate the top one. And these are going to be activating our sticky pistons that push up and down our slime blocks up top here. So now we just need to get this one set up. So we're going to do a repeater here, set to 4, and another repeater set to 4, and then dig in, another repeater set to 4, and then dig in once more, and this is going to go into a solid block and into another redstone torch here. And that's what's going to activate our minecart going around here. And it's going to be on a delay so that it doesn't send the minecart around until after there's plenty of time for the melons and pumpkins to be smashed. Alright, so now we just need to get our villager system set up so that he can activate this system. And then we'll finish off adding the pistons and planting everything after that. Okay, so once you're back up on the surface again, where you originally dug in next to the hopper area here, we're going to go along our slime blocks here, and then 2 from the end one is going to be where our pressure pad is that our villager is going to activate. So we can start building his house here with our door and 2 tall walls. And then we're just going to make it a 3x3 house here, like this, and then build up the walls 2 tall. And then we're just going to build a roof all the way across so that the villager sees this as a house. And you can go ahead and place a torch up here so we don't get any zombies or creepers. And one inside of his house as well. And now we're just going to block him in here. And I'm going to use glass for this. You could use whatever you wanted. And go to the edge here of our slime blocks. Don't put anything next to the slime blocks because the slime blocks themselves will pick up any blocks next to them. So we're going to corner this off here. And I'm going to leave a spot here so that we can walk in and out for now. And at the corner where these 2 meet, we're going to place a bucket of water, which is going to help where our crops here. And we're going to till these 3 spots right here between the glass and the pressure plate. And this is where the villager will come out and plant his crops at some point. So that's why we also have the water here to keep these hydrated. And since these will need some light to grow, what I do is put some glowstone under these, but you could just put torches if you wanted to. And this will also stop zombies from spawning inside of this area and killing our villager. So now that that's finished off, we're going to block this off. And we're not going to put the villager in there until the very end, just so that he doesn't activate our system over and over while we're trying to build this. Alright, the next thing I want to do is get our sticky pistons placed underneath our slime blocks, and then we'll wire up our villager's pressure pad over there. So we're going to look here to where our redstone torch is here. Break out the block, and then we'll shift click the sticky piston on top of that. We can go ahead and replace this dirt. We're going to do the same thing on the other side here. We're going to see where our redstone torch is, break it out, put our sticky piston on top of that, and replace it. So now that that is ready to go there, so we're going to go down in our system here, and we'll have to dig it out so that we can get around our wiring here. And once we do, we're going to get over to this part where our redstone dust is, and we're going to need to bring this up to where our villager is, so that's going to need to go up 1 in this corner, and over, and up again, and across 1, like this. So again, our dust, where our dust was originally, it went up 1, up again, and then over, and now that's underneath our pressure pad up top, so if we go back around, and up to the surface, we can go ahead and test that by going onto our pressure plate here. There we go. It activates all of our slime blocks and lifts everything up, and that would break our pumpkins and melons. So now we can finish off the top part here. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is get our water set up on our system here so it keeps our crops hydrated, since that will make them grow faster. So we're going to build an area on both sides here that can fit 2 water buckets here, like this. We're going to do that on the other side as well, since our farmland is a little too long to only use one set of water. So we're going to put water on the other side here as well. And then we're going to build up 2 on each side and connect them. And this is going to help to build over the top of this farm, and it gives a nice little kind of viewing window into your farm here. Alright, so now I'm going to get some glass here. And whatever you put over your crops here, because we're going to have our melons and pumpkins going down the center row here, whatever you put over it has to be a clear block, otherwise they won't grow, so I'm using glass for that. And we'll get that all the way over the tops of where our crops will be. And we can go ahead and use a hoe to till our area here where our melons and pumpkins will be. And I'm going to go ahead and plant them. You could do melons or pumpkins or both in the system, but I know that melons and pumpkins both grow even faster if they don't have the same type of crop next to them. So what I'm going to do is plant these in a crisscross here, all on diagonals with melons, and then pumpkins going the other way. So that will make sure that these grow as quickly as possible in our system. And you can go ahead and bone meal these up or let them grow naturally, whichever way you want it to do. And then they will naturally grow over into this area here. So another thing that we need to do here is we're going to get note blocks. And we're going to need note blocks to be going over all of where our slime blocks are. And we're using note blocks because the slime blocks here won't stick to them when they go up. And we want that, otherwise our slime blocks will get stuck up here. So we're going to have note blocks going across the top so that our sticky pistons or our slime blocks don't get stuck to those. And it will stop any melons or pumpkins from flying out of this area up here when this gets pushed up. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side here. We're going to get note blocks going all the way across here. Whoops. You'll have to shift click these so that it doesn't start messing with the notes. There we go. So once that's done, we just have a couple finishing touches to do here. And that's going to be to get our minecart here. So we're going to get a minecart with hopper. And that's going to be placed right above our hopper here. And that's ready to go now for whenever it sets the system off. And then we're going to get a chest for our collection area and another hopper. And how this is going to work is, let's see if we can find, it's going to have to be, let's go ahead and dig this area out so it's a little easier to place. Our collection chest is going to be right here at the diagonal of this hopper. And then we're going to have another hopper going into there. So now when the minecart comes over and is full, it goes down into that hopper, which comes into this one, and then goes into our chest here. So that system is set up. Another thing we need to do is come over and break out a block here, and we're going to go ahead and place a lever next to our power rail right here so that it's always powered. Go ahead and flip that switch. And it should be good to go now. Our system is completely ready. And the last thing you need to do is get your villager, which should be a brown-robed villager, and get him in this house, and then give him at least 3 seeds to plant, and he'll start automatically coming out and doing that. And the other thing is, if you're going to be leaving this AFK for a long time in your world, you might want to do a double chest setup here so it can hold even more pumpkins and melons. And if you want even more than that, what you would have to do is do another double chest system and do a hopper going from underneath this chest into this one. And you could keep doing that as much as you wanted to collect as many melons and pumpkins as you wanted. And if your system ever gets overflowed or you just wanted to turn it off, all you would have to do is place a block in front of the door here so that the villager couldn't come out and activate the pressure pad anymore. But other than that, that's pretty much it. The system should run pretty well here, so I'm going to go ahead and spawn a villager off camera since it takes a while to get a brown-robed one here. Alright, I got our brown-robed villager here. And again, you could use a minecart system or whatever you needed to bring him over. Just make sure that it is a brown road villager like this. And go ahead and give him at least 3 seeds to start planting on your area. He'll automatically pick them up. And I'm just going to go out the top here. Oh, I guess he's automatically going to plant them. So you can see, as soon as he went out, it pushed the blocks up and down, which would break any grown melons or pumpkins on our system here. Our minecart went around and picked them all up, and then comes back and drops them off into our hopper system, which goes into our chest. So yeah, you're pretty much done with your system here. Again, you could mirror this on the other side if you wanted to do the double the amount of melons or pumpkins. And that's pretty much it. You can go on your way, you could AFK, do whatever you wanted, and your melons and pumpkins will automatically be farmed for your world. And yeah, pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.